time before I have too much wine, so it'll be as original as it's going to get. So at this point, she has come to Berlin to claim Anne Saloom's body. And she's at an SS headquarters called Lichterfeld. An hour later, I climbed out of Boris's front seat at the former Lichterfelde Cadet School. According to the Stadelheim Guard, men had been executed here, too. Now in SS barracks, someone could give me the official signature needed to release Loom's body to his mother. I waved goodbye to Boris, and he touched his hat like a chauffeur before pulling back into traffic. I was well fed and well rested, with a house key secure in my satchel. I had a home minutes away by streetcar. It felt so domestic I almost laughed. For a second, I let my mind dwell there. We could have had a happy life together under normal circumstances. This morning I would get the form stamped and sealed. Tomorrow I would follow my lead on mount. I would find Anton one way or the other. I allowed myself a moment to relax and believe that everything would turn out well. Anton and I would flee to South America and never leave. He would grow fluent in Spanish and brown as a monkey. Perhaps we could even persuade Boris to join. Steeling myself to complete the one task necessary for that to happen, I turned to face the stone sentries. At least 3 times as tall as I, they stood at attention with rifle butts between massive boots, faces stern under stone helmets. These soldiers and all that they represented were at Hitler's disposal. A frightening thought. My father had attended this when it was a school. How had he felt as he walked through these gates, protected or at risk? Eyes straight ahead, I crossed the long courtyard. Black tiles formed squares against lighter gray stone. I focused on the tall brick building with its 3 Nazi banners that hung from the 3rd floor ground, the red bright in the morning sun, the white circles with their swastikas larger than the windows. A statue of a massive dark eagle perched atop the building. Subtlety was not in the vocabulary of Nazi decorators. A long line of women, some with small children, started at the front door. The line stretched along the side of the building. I was not the only one who had come here seeking answers. How many men had disappeared in the past days? I thought of the bodies under the sheets and of my own brother who had almost vanished 3 years ago. Only through chance had I found out about his death, and even now he was buried in an unmarked grave, a fate I suspected he shared with the men sought by most of the women here. With a sinking heart, I positioned myself at the end of the line. Sorry to see another woman here, and that's the truth, said the woman in front of me. Her hair was pulled back into a braid that hung to her waist. Why are you here? I asked. Same as you, I imagine. Had a no-good husband who fell in love with the SA. He spent a week's wages on one of those brown uniforms, was out every weekend marching. Wanted to belong to something bigger than himself, the fatherland. She snorted and stared at the long line of women in light summer dresses between her and the door. I shrugged, uncertain what to say. I felt for her, but her husband might have been responsible for the deaths of other men, the grief of other wives. Too much blood had been spilled in Germany, and many had soiled their hands with it. Who could sort out anyone's personal responsibility? Those who ordered the purge were clearly responsible, but what of those forced to pull the triggers or be killed themselves? What of those who worked to put the Nazi edifice in place? Those who voted for it? Or those, like me, who ran away?